Hi folks, it's Chef Kevin. This is January 21st, 2019, New York City. It is 5 degrees out. Isn't that lovely? So I've decided to make the iconic comfort food, chicken soup. What could be better than chicken soup when it's 5 degrees out? Okay, I'm going to make vegetable stock first. In fact, I'm going to make roasted organic vegetable stock. This is going to be super healthy and super clean. And how I'm going to go about this, first I have distilled water. This is free of any minerals, pesticides, chemicals, whatever. It's absolutely clean water. No minerals, no taste. This way the flavor of the stock will not get thrown off. I have all organic vegetables. Most supermarkets, well, at least in New York City, carry organic vegetables. If not, you can go to the health food store. They cost a little bit more money, but you get better quality. You know you're not going to be eating pesticides. I don't care how much the government says there's a safe level of pesticides. I'm not going to buy into that. Anyway, the 3 most common vegetables in any stock, be it vegetable, chicken, or beef, are a combination of celery, onions, carrots. I'm also going to be using leeks, serrano pepper, parsley, rosemary, and thyme. Those are the aromatics. I also have bay leaf, dried mushrooms, give it a nice woodsy taste. I have black pepper, sea salt, and juniper berries. Juniper berries gives it a very nice aroma. Junipers are what gin is made from. Okay, now you can buy stock in a box at your supermarket. This is organic. It's really not that bad. But once you start making your own stocks, you don't want to go back to this stuff. And if you read the label, there's sugar in here. I don't want sugar in my soup, thank you. So, there's a lot of vegetables here. It looks complicated, but it's really not. So I'm going to be prepping them, show you how to prep them, and then I'm going to roast them. You can use whatever vegetables you want. These are the vegetables that I like. You are the boss of your stock.
You're calling me a liar, right? Now what you calling me?
Let's just say, I want things to stay the way they are for now. You stole your deal with Sosa.
Stole it. Okay, boss. Come on.
I am the boss.
Hey, you're the boss.
Hey, Tony.
Okay folks, here we have the celery. I already washed it. You always have to wash celery. It's notorious for having sand or dirt in it. Now what I'm going to do is just give it a rough chop. Put it in the pan. Now keep in mind that all these vegetables are going to sacrifice themselves. I'm just using them to get flavor. All this will be sorted out. It will be put through a colander, so you end up with a clear liquid. These onions, are going to cut the root off, cut the top off. can actually put the skin in. Gives it some gives it some color. These carrots, I'm just going to wash them. I'm not going to peel them because, like I said, I really don't care what they look like. They're just going to give up their flavor to the soup. I'm actually going to use the carrot top. Does anybody remember Carrot Top? I guess he was funny in the day. Okay, folks, these are the vegetables that I will be roasting. So I'll explain again what I have in here. I have celery, carrots, onions, and garlic. All the other vegetables will be added to the water. I don't want to roast the peppers, for example, or the leeks. I'll add those in to the water. So what I'm going to do now, to add some olive oil. This will help it roast up nicely. And I'm going to put some sea salt on top of it. That's not so much for flavor, but this will help the cooking process. It'll draw the water out of the vegetables. I'll add salt and pepper later to taste. I'm now going to put that in my very fancy baker. This should take about 30 minutes, 30-40 minutes at 425. Okay, folks, after about 35 minutes, the vegetables have caramelized and created a good bit of liquid in the bottom, but I'm not going to throw that out. That's all flavor. That's going to go into the stock pot. I have my rosemary ready to go, my thyme, a couple of bay leaves, serrano peppers. I just sliced them in half. They're going to go into the pot, seeds and all. I got my parsley here, which I just washed. I'm a big believer of washing as much of my food as possible. You don't know who's touched it or what's touched it, if there's dust on it or whatever. No, I'm not a germaphobe, but I just think eating clean is the safe way to go. I got my dehydrated mushrooms here. I'm going to put those in the pot as well. And I have the leeks ready to go, as well as the carrot tops. So I'm going to put all that into a 12-quart stainless steel stock pan with the distilled water, of course, and keep it on the simmer for about 40 minutes max. You don't have to really cook the hell out of these vegetables. The vegetables are very easy to cook. They don't need a lot of cook time. The vegetables are very delicate. It's not like you're cooking a big piece of meat or something like that. Okay, folks, So I'm going to dump all the vegetables into the pot. This is a 12-quart pot, so it's going to make about 10 quarts of actual stock. Dried mushrooms. It's very potent, I don't want to put too much in there. Rosemary, not a lot, you don't want rosemary soup. Serrano peppers, parsley, again not too much, it's not supposed to be parsley soup. Bay leaves, thyme, and the leeks and carrot tops. About a dozen or so black peppercorns, and about same amount of juniper berries. Give it a nice aroma. My distilled water. Going to bring this to a boil and then let it simmer for about 35-40 minutes max. This already smells so good. Okay folks, it's been 35 to 40 minutes at a simmer, and it's about time for me to shut it off. You don't want to overcook the vegetable stock, it could become bitter. And after 35 to 40 minutes, all the flavor and nutrition has been transferred to the water, so there's no sense in cooking it any longer than that. I'm going to withdraw most of the vegetables with the spider and then run it through a sieve. That'll get the remainder of the smaller particles out. One little thing that I do when I'm pouring the stock through the sieve is I don't completely remove everything. I leave a little in the bottom, and that's because if there are any impurities in there, like a little sand or something, it doesn't get transferred to the finished product. One other pointer is not to let your vegetables remain in the stock after they've cooked. You should pull them out as soon as possible, because if you let the vegetables linger in the liquid, then that could make it bitter. What I'm doing now is I'm cooling off the vegetable stock. This is called shocking. This reduces the temperature quickly. Basically, I have a kitchen sink full of cold water, and the stock has been transferred to a larger aluminum pot, and this will reduce the heat very quickly. Within about 20 minutes or so, it'll be room temperature, and then it can be put into smaller containers. But what I'm going to do is make a soup with it, and it has to be room temperature or lower for this chicken soup. Well, I hope you enjoyed my little video here. See you later.